Hello everyone. To start this morning off with some good videos, I would like to title this video, You Sound Like a Foreigner. That's right, you sound like a foreigner. Okay, now I know I sound, I know I'm beating a dead horse. I'm beating a dead horse, but there are people out there that still don't understand what I mean by effectiveness in the communication, because communication is the main, that's the main goal for learning a foreign language. It should be the main goal for learning a foreign language for most people, because that's why people who are passionate for languages, that's their goals, to be able to communicate with the people, right? So I will title this video, I'll title this video, You Sound Like a Foreigner. Okay, now I think I need to go ahead and tell you guys that we'll give another translation of what I mean by um, communication effectiveness. What I mean by effectiveness communication is you study a language to the point to where you're able to communicate with the native speaker. Okay, that's the main goal. That's my goal. My goal is to learn a language and be able to speak it adequately for the native speaker to understand what I'm saying. Okay, that's my goal. And I don't focus on grammar, as I mentioned before. I don't focus too much on grammar as a beginner. I don't focus on grammar. I don't focus on accents, because those are irrelevant to what I need to get done, accomplish, and they want to slow me down. Okay, and as I said before, accents, you know, accents. It just depends on where a person's from. It's like a different area. Okay, if I want to sound like a person from Taiwan, then I will mimic a person from Taiwan. If I want to sound like a person from Beijing or mainland China, I will mimic a person from mainland China. But that's not the goal. That's not my goal. That's not what I'm learning. Why? That's not why I'm learning the language. Now, if I wanted to go on television, okay, and have if they had like some sort of an accent contest or whatnot, and to see who has the best accent, then yeah, I will get in boot camp and I will focus on accent. But that is irrelevant to what I'm trying to do. It doesn't have anything to do with effectiveness of communication. Period. Okay. And many of the videos I made, um, all the foreigners, the native speakers of those languages, they can understand me at least 80%. And if they can understand me at least 80%, then I'm happy, I'm content, because they understand me. And that's my goal. My goal is to speak the language effectively, adequately, to where they will understand what I'm saying. Okay, so um, that's not important. Accent's not important. Same with grammar. In the beginning, why study grammar? As children, when do we when we have children, we don't teach them grammar. They grow up speaking the language naturally. Of course, later on they go to school, then they start learning grammar. But at that at that age, they're learning the language naturally, and that's how language learning should be. It should be a natural thing. Okay, it should be natural. Okay, and when you learn language naturally like that, you the language comes. You start speaking the language. You speak the language. You be able to speak it fluently. You may have some grammatical mistakes, which is fine, but you're able to speak the language um, intelligibly. People will be able to understand what you're saying. So I stay away from those things in the beginning. Now later on, you can go back to grammar, but in the beginning, it's a no-no. Now I know there are people. I know there are people out there who are accent enthusiasts. That's fine. If you starting off on a language, um, if you're starting on a language and you say, oh, I really want this accent. That's fine. Go ahead and do the accent. I'm not saying that I'm not saying that it's totally bad to start off on accent. What I'm saying is that accent is not important in the beginning. It's not important. Okay. So those of you who are accent enthusiasts, that's fine if you want to learn accents. But for those people out there who are, first time language learners, and they are confused of whether or not they should study grammar or accent, I will advise you to stay away from that stuff. Okay, I will advise you accent. I will stay away from accent until you're able to speak the language fluently, and until you're able to actually speak the language, you actually speak the language, then you can go study the accent. And accent comes natural. Okay, accent comes naturally. Grammar is just a bad thing to study grammar at the beginning, especially if you've never studied a language before. I mean, it's just, why would you start studying grammar? I mean, unless you're a linguist. If you're a linguist and you don't have any intentions of speaking the language, you just want to know how the language works, and that's fine. You can do that. But if you want to learn how to speak the language, your goal is for communication, then you don't want to study grammar in the beginning. Okay, that's a no-no. All right. And many of you guys, well, all of you by now should know that I like Bruce Lee. I'm a big fan of Bruce Lee, not just for his martial arts. The main thing is his philosophy, the way he thinks. I love his philosophy because it all makes sense. And his way of thought, I apply a lot of that stuff with my language learning. I mean, everything makes sense. Okay, so what I want to do in this video here, I have some Bruce Lee quotes. I wanna read some Bruce Lee quotes, some good quotes. Okay, and talk about those quotes. All right. So the first quote here, Bruce Lee says, "If you spend too much time thinking about a thing, you will never get it done." Again, if you spend too much time thinking about a thing, you will never get it done. Okay. Now, how does this apply to language learning? Okay. Now, this actually applies to everything in life. Okay. Like, see, language learning, how it applies to language learning, like in my case, grammar, like how I mentioned grammar, thinking about grammar all the time. You study grammar, and you're so busy thinking about if this should go here and this should go there, you're not going to get done. You're not going to get complete. It's going to take you probably years. If you studying grammar like that at the beginning stage, you're never going to get. It's going to take you forever to actually learn the language, because you're going to be confused, and you have all of these irregulars. Okay, you have irregulars in every language, and you're never going to get done. You're not going to get done. So that's what this quote. That's how this quote. That's the relation of this quote here, and I really like this quote. If you spend too much time thinking about a thing, you'll never get it done. So I don't have time to sit around thinking about grammar. I don't have time sitting around thinking about accents, because I might not sound like a native speaker right off the bat. Sound like this with this accent or whatnot, whatever it is, what area. I'm gonna have to spend all this time trying to sound like this person, and it's totally irrelevant to what I'm trying to do, which is communication. I'm trying to communicate with the people. Okay, I'm not trying to learn these accents, and I'm not focusing on this grammar at the beginning. So that's the relation of this quote. You'll never get it done. Okay. Let's see another quote. The less effort, the faster and more powerful you will be. Now, perhaps you're like, oh, of course you have to put some effort into. You have to put some effort into learning languages. But what he means by this is it's like an efficient way. When you have an efficient way, and you're able to learn, when you have a very efficient way, language learning, it makes it even easy. It makes it easier to learn, and you learn fast. Like in my case, I have an efficient way for learning languages, and the way I go about learning, it helps me learn language quickly. Okay, so I'm able to obtain a language, learn language in a short period of time because of the way I'm studying the language. It's just the way I'm doing it. Okay, I put effort. I put effort into language learning, but it's not like. It's just like this quote here: the less effort, the faster and more powerful you will be. I put effort into the language, but the method I use for learning language, it's almost effortless. Like it's almost effortless. It feels effortless, but there's some effort there, but it almost feels effortless. Okay. So let's see another quote. If you always put limit on everything you do, physical or anything else, it will spread into your work and into your life. There are no limits. There are only plateaus, and you must not stay there. You must go beyond them. So I don't believe in limitations, and I don't limit myself. Okay, I don't limit myself. That's why I learn I'm open to learn many languages. I don't just say I'm going to learn 5 languages, 6 languages, and that's it. I'm open to. I'm going to keep learning. Life, it's a long time. Learning is a lifelong process. And I like learning. And I don't have any limits. I don't have any limitations when it comes to learning. So, some people may say you study too many languages. You should focus on a few. That's your opinion. I love learning languages. I'm going to continue to learn multiple languages. I have no limitations. I'm sorry. That's just my mind. I have no limits. There is no limit to language learning for me. So that's another reason why I like this quote. Okay. Another quote: "Showing off is the fool's idea of glory." Okay. Again, showing off is the fool's idea of glory. Now, we talked about this before. Showing off. You have some people who get on YouTube. They show off. They just want to get on here and speak language, just show off. They're not doing anything else for others, but just showing off their language ability. Now, before my videos started getting popular on YouTube, people started noticing. I made videos, like I told you guys before. I started making videos. I had reasons for making my videos, and a lot of the languages I don't really use on a daily basis. So I make videos to get feedback from native speakers and to meet others all around the world, and help others at the same time learn languages. Okay, that's what I start doing on YouTube. Now, I had some people in the past say that I was a show off or whatnot. I mean, all my videos speaks for themselves. I mean, I'm not a show off. I'm here to help others. I'm here to not just help others, not just for getting a benefit for myself, but I try to help others learn languages. Okay, that's all I do. That's what I try to do on YouTube. Okay, so showing off it's easy to show off, and that goes back to the accent. What does this have to do with accent? That goes back to accent. If I want to show off, accent is like a show off. Like, I learn accent, I get on here and speak with an accent. Say, oh, okay, this guy, he speaks with an accent. That's fine. That I'm not. If I want to show off, I'll make sure I learn an accent of the language and get on here and just speak language and show people how good my accent is. But that's not what I'm trying to do. So just like this quote said, showing off is the fool's idea of glory. Okay, I don't make videos on YouTube for glory or for fame or whatnot. I'm doing this to reach people all around the world and help people learn languages. That's my goal for making these videos. Okay, so those are all the quotes from Bruce Lee, and that's why I like Bruce Lee. I don't like Bruce Lee. I love Bruce Lee. Okay, you know Bruce Lee, in my mind, he's still his philosophy. It's like he's still alive. I try to keep his, as a Bruce Lee follower, I want to keep his this stuff alive, not just for martial arts, but just this way of life, this philosophy, because a lot of it makes sense. So I want to keep these quotes alive and apply them to my language learning, because this is my field. My field is language learning, and I try to apply these to language learning. You see, so yeah, I'm not down talking those of you who are into accents and grammar. But I'm just saying, like, in my case, it's not my goal. That's not my goal. It's not my goal. And the videos I've been making in these different languages, I mean, I've been successful with what I want to do, and that's communication. I've been successful, and I'm going to continue to be successful. As long as I follow this rule, I'm going to continue to be successful with language learning. Now, sounding like a foreigner, I meet people. I remember one time I have a buddy. He showed his wife is Japanese, and he showed his wife my Japanese video, and she said, oh yeah, he still sound like, his Japanese is good, but he still sounds like a foreigner. I mean, what kind of constructive criticism is that? That's not even constructive criticism. I mean, that's the problem. Like, people like that. Normally, those type of people that talk like that, they don't know how to learn languages. They don't know what they're talking about. Even if they're native speakers, they have no idea what they're talking about. They don't know how to learn languages. So to me, I feel that they're just trying to discourage. They're just trying to discourage you from learning. They may see you doing a very good job at learning the language because they can't learn the language, so they want to discourage you in some way. So those of you, don't get discouraged when people tell you that. They try to say you sound like a foreigner. Hey, so what? If you may sound like a foreigner, but you can speak the language fluently. You can speak the language fluently. You're able to communicate with the native speakers. So sound like a foreigner, it's okay. Me, when I speak Chinese or Japanese, any of the language I speak, I sound like a foreigner. But does it bother me? It doesn't bother me at all. Why? Why? Because I had a goal. Originally, I had a goal. Okay, originally I had a goal, and that goal was to be able to communicate with these native speakers, and I'm able to do that now. So it doesn't hurt my feelings when people say that I sound like a foreigner, because I've already, accomplished my goal. I've already accomplished what I wanted to accomplish. Okay, so yeah, that's what that is. And just don't get discouraged when people say things like that, say that you sound like a foreigner. So I think I feel like I'm missing something here. Yeah. So I put my videos up on YouTube for natives to see. They watch my videos. I've been getting a lot of feedback. I get some constructive criticism. I love constructive criticism. But when people get on there saying like you still sound like a foreigner and saying stuff like that, I mean that's just, they don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're talking about. They're not even they're not accomplishing anything. They're nowhere. They're getting anywhere. Just like in the last video I made, I talked about the negatives and the positives. People get on here and start talking about negative stuff, and normally those people, they don't have anything going on for themselves. They talk about negative. They always thinking negative. They always thinking negative. So I just yeah, the method I'm going to continue to use it, and yeah. Uh, another quote Bruce Lee made, another quote I like. He says, "I just put it out there and it moves all by itself." I just put it out there and it moves all by itself. It expresses itself. When I put my language out there, it expresses itself. People will get the feeling. They will feel. They will feel. They will feel me. They will feel that this guy is really putting effort into this language. He's not showing off or whatnot. It expresses itself. So when they see my video, they hear me speaking language, the way I'm speaking, whatnot, it expresses. It's going to express itself. I just put it out there and it moves all by itself. Okay, so that's pretty much it for this video. It's pretty lengthy, but I just wanted to talk about that. And like I said, I know I'm beating a dead horse, but some people don't get it. Some people don't get it. And yeah, some people don't get it. But anyway, this will conclude this video, and I look forward to you guys' comments, and let me know what you guys think. If you guys agree, as usual, don't agree, hey, thanks for viewing the video.